Hey guys, and welcome to this edition of our off-road camper build series. Still working on it, as you can see. It's like the never-ending project, and you get these troughs where it's like, oh, I've finished something, isn't that great? And then you just go back to something that's quite onerous and you just have to go through. But anyway, yes, that finished word. There's a couple of things that you could say are finished, but probably not. There's always something to add to it. But anyway, let's go around the camper. Let's see what we've done since last episode. Now, with the fridge box, I've hung this door finally. I've hinged it with some aluminium hinges that have got a nylon insert. I figured they'd be quite good for this sort of thing. With the latch, it's just a standard commercial grade latch, lockable latch you see on a lot of canopies and the like. To cut out the template, I just used, there's a rubber seal that came with it, so I just drew around the seal and cut that out, which was a little bit worrying because I didn't want to do the panel again. This latch is adjustable in and out, but it doesn't have the range that I need, so I've had to slot the upright, the aluminium upright here, and to stop the aluminium wearing with the latch inside, I've put a steel corner post on it so that the latch is actually sitting against the steel at the back so it won't wear. I've put in the fridge slides, and for the moment, until I can get a tray folded up, I've just used a piece of waterproof ply for the fridge to sit on. But that works out quite well. Now, with the slides I've used, they actually lock at their outer position, so I don't have to worry about the fridge sliding back in and forwards. And to push the fridge back in, just push down the orange handles. That side's done. So I just need to fold up the other door now, hinge that, and we're not too bad. Now, my plan on the other side of the fridge box is to have this 50 amp lithium battery. I do have to notch out a little piece out of the stand that the fridge sits on, but that will fit quite nicely in there. Now, with these internal cupboards, I've lined the top of the cupboards with a piece of the gloss 3.6mm ply, but I've made it removable so I can get to the wiring for the 12 volt points and the like behind it on each side. I'm a bit concerned about hiding wiring, not being able to get to it at a later date. I've also added a battery operated LED light that opens when the cupboard door opens on each side, and I just figure that adds a little bit of ambience and help to see what's inside at night. This is also the first portion of the camper that I've torn off the protective layer of plastic off the gloss finish, and it has come up a treat. It looks very nice. So the inside of that is basically finished. Now, I've also been working inside the roof battens with tidying up some of this wiring. As you can see, it's not finished yet, however, it is getting there slowly. All of those wires are coming back to some central points where they drop into the galley section. In other news, I have sanded back and finished this bench top. I have used a wax oil stain that is food grade, so I figured that's quite nice, and I'm actually liking the non-glossy finish. And after watching a caravan manufacturer sprouting that for 2020 they now have wireless charging points throughout their van, I thought if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. Not needed, but not a lot of money, and in practice I think it's not a bad thing to have. This will only work when we're hooked up to 240 volt though. So with all this said and done, how are we going for weight? Because I haven't weighed the camper for a couple of episodes. I've weighed it this morning. We're at 560 kilos with a tongue weight of 54 kilos. So we're around that 10% mark of tongue weight where I was hoping to get to. Yes, there's a lot more to go into it, but I'm pretty chuffed with where we are at this point of time. That weight also included an empty fridge in the fridge box and the lithium battery pack that I'm going to use at this point of time. I actually have been tossing up whether I put in a bespoke battery system. I'd prefer to go lithium, and I've been looking at a couple of AGM batteries and mounting one up underneath on the floor of the camper, because I do have a heap of room there. But I just figure at this point of time, let's see if I can work with the 50 amp lithium pack, because even if I buy a 100 amp AGM battery, I can't run it down to near nothing that I can with the lithium. So it's going to be an interesting thing. But I've been running a lot of lights as I work on it at night with the lithium pack, and it just lasts and lasts and lasts. So I think I'll be okay. I've ordered a solar panel, a 250 watt solar panel. So I figure combined with that and the charge from the car, I may be okay, but that's another rabbit hole we'll go down another day. So that's where we are this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time on our off-road camper build. Bye now.